Good morning, everyone. Back with another episode of the Road to 300 BPM video series. Today is all about a new upgrade that I purchased for my Tama Iron Cobra Junior pedals. And the upgrade is, it's the spring geometry upgrade for the Tama pedals. I've been using this upgrade. We're gonna show it to you right here, or here, a picture of the spring geometry upgrade. In the past, I've been using this one with my Pearl Eliminator pedals. I really like it, and now I purchased the same for the Tama Iron Cobra Junior pedals, just because I wanted to test this upgrade. I like it with the Pearl pedals, so I thought, let's give this a try. I already tested it. I had 3 practice sessions with that one, and actually it feels great so far, but I don't know if that's the spring geometry upgrade or it's the quality of pedals nowadays. But funny side note is that recently I broke one of my springs on the Pearl Eliminator pedals. This has never happened to me in the past, but now I destroyed one of those, and same thing happened with the Tama pedals. Also the regular Tama springs just destroyed, so it just snapped. So it's either because of the spring geometry upgrade or maybe the fact that those springs are old already. I don't know, not really sure about that one. So right now, actually, since I don't have the black Tama springs at home, I had to switch to the heavy ones from Tama, which are silver, just a little bit heavier. So right now I'm using an extremely low spring tension with the heavy springs in combination with that spring geometry upgrade. So for today's practice session, mainly that I can practice 3 times per week, I'm focusing 1 time on speed. One of the workouts is focused on control, and the third one is focused on endurance. So today is endurance day. Actually, I have to tell you, still, this is, although I'm not going fast, but this is the day that's the most fun for me personally. Because, if you're playing for 5 to 10 minutes at a specific tempo, non-stop, it's kind of easy to get into the zone, and it kind of feels like a meditation, and at the end I'm always feeling really good. Don't really know about the tempo yet. I think towards the end of the workout we're still gonna play tempos faster than 200 BPM, but let's wait and see. Let's wait how I feel today. Again, this is more about maintenance. I'm not pushing today. And funny thing with these practice sessions, when I'm done with those, I'm always feeling great, that I'm in a good, relaxed mood and relaxed state of mind. So should be fun. And since right now we're in the beginning of November, actually it was my goal to reach those 300 BPM again until the end of December. So for November, my goal is to reach 280, currently at 260, feeling good at those tempos. Let's see with the spring geometry upgrade if I'm still able to play at 280, but I'm quite positive that this will work out as well. So basically we are right on time. By the way, if you are just starting out learning the anchor technique, then I would not recommend to split your practice sessions in 3 different sections, like focusing on endurance 1 time per week, on speed 1 time per week, and on control 1 time per week. In the beginning, you just want to get the basic motion down, with each foot separated first, then combining both feet. Once you got that down and you're solid, let's say up for tempos up to 180 or 200 BPM with the anchor technique, then it's time to split your practice routines. Actually, I think you can compare this to working out. Those of you that go to the gym might know this already. When you're just starting to work out, you start out with like a full body split, and then after a couple of weeks or months you switch to a 2-split or maybe 3-split workout routine. Same for the anchor technique actually. So that's it. I'm gonna be back in my rehearsal room in a couple of minutes, and then let's start this workout right away. So let's start right away. Endurance practice session. So the goal for today is actually to play for 10 minutes at 170, 10 minutes at 190, and 10 minutes at 210. Mostly it's going to be double bass non-stop, but in between sometimes I'm going to interrupt myself, play some single foot blast beats, leading with the right foot, leading with the left foot, maybe some patterns, but most of the time it's gonna be straight double bass right away. Alrighty, done at 170 beats per minute. One thing that I really like about the spring geometry adjustment is, that I'm just starting to do this recently, is, I like to lean a bit into the drums for the double bass part. Put some more weight on my pedals and legs on the pedals. And actually, it's a bit more fun to play that way. Beta swing increases, and actually it also feels good for my left ankle, which is still my main focus right now. So now let's continue with 190 beats per minute. I'm going to change the camera angle for you so then you can see the spring geometry upgrade in action. So the cool thing about this upgrade again is, like in the beginning, you can see I have a really low spring tension, can move the beta like this. As soon as the beta gets closer to the bass drum head right here, actually the tension gets really high. By the way, that's the spring geometry upgrade, got it on both sides right here. The only thing I don't really like right now, to be honest, is actually the spring tension. It's a bit too low at the moment. And the reason for that, especially with the left foot, when I'm starting my double bass patterns, that I'm getting in the ready position, it happened a couple of times today already that I get the force triggering with the left one. So the spring tension is a little bit too low. I'm going to need a bit more spring tension that when my feet get in the ready position like this to play double bass pattern, I don't want any miss hits because, again, the spring tension is a bit too low. So I'm going to increase the spring tension with my next practice session. I'm not going to do that today. So next up, 10 minutes at 210 beats per minute. By the way, I know that this is about double bass endurance, but still I want to mention it right here. One of my favorite exercises right now when it comes to tightness, and especially playing tight blast beats with hands and feet, is the following exercise. You start out with a traditional 1-foot blast beat like this. And then you switch without any tom fills, any accents. Tom fills are not possible right now, I don't have any toms, but no accents in between, and you switch to a hammer blast like this. Especially the hammer blast is pretty difficult because right foot, left hand and right hand have to hit in perfect unison for this to sound good, and transitioning from one to the other is actually not that easy. So it sounds something like this. So I really like that one. And of course, once you got it done with the right foot, practice it with the left foot as well. So single foot blast beat with the left foot. Most of the time I'm going to show you exercises, the workouts that I do, the exercises that I do to get back in shape. But, sometimes, especially if possible, as many times as possible, try to find exercises that you can also apply in a musical way, like this one. But of course, if you're learning a technique, that's a pretty dry subject and you need to focus on just the technique, and there's so much going on if you just practice the ankle technique, for example, or the flat foot technique. So then it's a bit more difficult to create exercises that also challenge you musically and that you can use later on. But for this one, that's a cool one to try, this blast beat, single foot blast beat and hammer blast beat exercise. So for the next practice session, I'm going to increase the spring tension a little bit, getting used to the upgrade, and also maybe getting used to leaning into the drums more. It's still kind of new for me because usually I'm sitting like this, and right now when I'm really leaning into the drums, it's more like this. But actually you got a bit more weight on the pedals and it's a bit easier to play at certain tempos. So I'm gonna test that one in the next session. So thanks so much for watching. I wish you an awesome day. Cheers from Vienna. Bye bye.